Most copywriters I talk to on a daily basis, they're all struggling to come up with angles when it comes to writing copy. They're struggling to be creative. They're struggling to have ideas for their copy. They're struggling to come up with outreach ideas. So I want to share with you why that happens and what you can do to actually start coming up with these ideas so you can write better copy, land more clients, and make more money. Sounds good? Keep watching. So the reason most people don't have ideas and are not creative enough is because they're doing the same thing all day. And of course, that's what you gotta do to improve. That's what athletes do to improve. That's what copywriters do to improve. That's what chefs do to improve, whatever. Everybody follows the same process when it comes to getting better at the skill. So I'm not saying stop doing that thing. You gotta keep working, of course. But there's one difference between the top 1% versus the remaining 99%. And it wasn't until I started doing this that I finally started making money. I finally started getting up with ideas. And I also started living a better life because of that. So what is that thing? Most copywriters are what I call basement goblins. They're in the basement, they're in their little desk all day, every day. They don't do anything. They don't go out. They don't talk to people. They don't do anything. Just in their laptop, outreaching, not talking to people, not interacting with anyone. Maybe even just, I don't know, maybe their family if they're still living with them. Maybe their co-workers if they're going to work. Nobody else though. They're not talking to nobody else. So what I recommend is just getting out of your house. Because there's something crazy that happens when you talk to people. When you talk to people, you actually engage different parts of your brain, the emotional parts of your brain. And this is what you need to write better copy. Because better copy, good copy, high converting copy is emotional. It's not logical. Like you've seen all these gurus talk about, like where you just give more logic, just do this, just do that. No, it's all emotional. So how do you engage with your emotional side of your brain? By talking to people and becoming not emotional. I'm not saying just start crying or whatever. I'm not saying that, of course. Bro, people, I'm gonna say something and people are gonna understand a completely different thing because that's what they want to do. Anyways, so yeah, if I were to give you one tip, if I were to give my younger self one tip, is to go out more often. Go out more often. Engage with people. Cold approach people. Do whatever. Feel stressed for a second. Just engage with your emotional side. Don't be like I was, where I was, bro, in the past I was like, 1 to 2 years ago, I was like, no way, I'm not interacting in small talk. I don't want to talk to people because I'm going to have to, lower my IQ a little bit. I'm going to not have this sophisticated conversation, this super logical conversation about purpose and goals. This is what my mindset was. And so when you're only in this logical, very sophisticated type of mode, you actually destroy your creativity, because your creativity is the exact opposite of this logicality. I don't know. It's exact opposite thing. When you're logical all the time, you cannot engage with your creative brain. You have two different modes, your creative and your logical one. They're probably called in some different way, but that's how I call it, okay? And it's true. So the more you engage with your emotional side and the more you detach from your work, because that's another thing. If you're always thinking about work, always doing work, you're not going to be able to detach yourself. And when you detach yourself, you give yourself a third perspective. And when you give yourself a third perspective, that's when all the ideas start coming in. And you get creative and you start writing better copy and get more ideas to make money. And that's it. So yeah, that's what I want to share with you in this video. Hope you got some value out of this. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one. Love you.